Hi, this is Shiver here for GosuGamers for the Dota 2 Asia Championship. With me is PPD. How is it going?
Going good. It's a good tournament, and we're doing well, so I'm glad.
What are you doing in these 2 days off?
We scrimmed against Cloud9 today for a couple games, and now we're just playing with some things in pubs.
Oh, actually, I've heard from a lot of people that dropped hundreds in MMR. Is it the same for you?
Yeah, since we started our boot camp in Boston, I lost like 200-300, but that's I mean, I can get that back in like a night. Back in the
Easy.
Yeah, it's I'm practicing new stuff, so it's okay to lose.
Yeah, fair enough. Of course, we're here for the Dota 2 Asia Championship. Many say mini TI, TI 4.5. How are you comparing the two to each other?
It's nice to have a tournament, kind of opposite of TI in like in terms of like the calendar year. It's pretty hype, honestly. Like a lot of the tournaments recently haven't been that exciting. I think the summit was decently hype, but there wasn't that many teams there, so it's not as exciting as like an international. So this is like it's pretty fun to have all these teams here and have a lot of competition and play against some really good teams.
And do you feel, I mean, a lot of people are also saying on Reddit and such that this is actually maybe more hype than TI4. Do you feel the same?
I don't really agree with that. I mean, TI is pretty hard to beat. I don't think so.
Yeah, how does it feel in terms of pressure? Is it for like TI4, of course?
Well, for me personally, I don't think there's very much pressure on us. I mean, we're here with a brand new team. We've only been practicing for about a month, and we did have some roster changes, which were a little bit unexpected and unfortunate. But we're just trying to do our best with our new guys, and it's going really well so far.
Yeah, 11-4 in the group stages, and as you mentioned, just 2 new players. This is your second LAN with this roster. Do you think D2L helped you prepare for this?
D2L was... it's kind of hard to count D2L for us. Like, the tournament had a lot of problems just in terms of technical things. Like, the lag in the games was constantly there. Like, it wasn't like, hey, there's lagging, let's pause for 30 seconds. It's lagging so bad, you guys just need to play on and just get this over with. So that was really unfair, and I felt really bad for Sumail, who it was his first LAN tournament ever, and he had to experience it was by far the worst LAN I've ever been to. So
from there on out, it can only get better, right?
Yeah, but it's still like, he's brand new to the whole scene, and he wants I felt bad because I want him to have a good time, and I want him to play well and not have to worry about dumb things like laggy computers or technical errors and stuff like that.
Well, he came across very confident in an interview I had with him. Is he that confident in game? Like, do you have to tell him stuff in game or before, after? Like, you shouldn't done that. Like, is he a big talker also?
He's pretty quiet. You can kind of pick up on his shyness, but he's in game. He plays really, really aggressive, and we try not to tell him not to do things because. We've all been around for a while, but it's nice having some fresh blood in, and we learn things from him as he learns things from us. So we just try to let him play his game and work around him.
And of course, you have also AY 2000 as your new support player, actually, as your new support partner as well. Does it feel different?
Yeah, it definitely feels different. AUI is a big talker. He likes to communicate a lot, and Zai was very quiet and held back. On the old EG, it was me and Artur talking all the time. On this one, it's me and AUI, and then Fear a bit more as well. So it's a little bit of a change, but it's we're working through some things, and it's going decently.
Do you feel like it's helping your team dynamic in terms of support duo, you and AUI, as having more maybe of someone to talk to during the game in terms of what you're gonna do?
I've always been a big fan of having like a couple thinkers and a couple players. Like those are the big roles on teams that people don't talk about, and it's every team needs a couple thinkers, people to theory craft new drafts, new ideas and stuff like that, and then you need the other 3 people or the other 4 people that just follow orders and play their game. And AUI is more of a thinker, but I've always been a thinker myself, so we're trying to work it into a part where he can communicate a lot and have his own ideas, and then I'll have my ideas as well, and we're trying to make them work together. But it's a struggle we're going through, so hopefully we'll get it.
It's a learning process.
Yeah, it's different, and it's interesting, and it's fun.
And of course, on top of that, Fear used to be your coach. which is considered a thinker in that case, I guess, and is now playing together with you. Is that an extra that he was your coach? Like, how does he transfer from coach to player? Is he actually still, like, outside of the games? Is he still acting as a coach?
No, he's transitioned into more of a player. He has his own ideas about the heroes he plays, and he tells me a lot of good things about why this hero is good and when it will work, which is incredibly helpful because obviously I don't play carry. I don't know when when a game or Luna will work, which we won with the other day. So it's he still does a lot of individual research and things that he did when he was a coach as well, but it's just adds to the team.
Do you miss having a coach?
I don't really miss having a coach. There's not very many good coaches out there, and especially because I'm such like a thinker about the game, it's hard for me to share ideas with somebody else and have them come back at me with their own ideas. And if I don't agree with them, and I kind of want to do my own thing.
Do you consider yourself a coach? Like, not now, obviously, but in terms of, for example, if you're done playing the game, do you consider yourself transitioning into a coach?
Coaching would be an interesting thing if I actually believed in it. I'm not sure I believe in it yet.
Okay.
So far, so I'm just trying to. I like directing things and I like thinking about the game, but I would like to keep playing.
And in this tournament, I mean, the coach factor. At some point, some of the teams wanted to have their coach in the rooms for the draft, and then it got told not to, or at least not allowed. Is it somewhere where you can see Dota progressing towards, like, having, for example, TA6 having coaches in the room?
I mean, I'm sure it's a possibility. I'm not sure it's the best idea. I think the role of the coach should be to train his players to be able to do that. Part of Dota is the drafting phase, and that should be something done by the 5 players that are involved, and there shouldn't be anyone outside of that. So the coach should, inform the team before they go in there. It's not that hard. You don't really need another person in there to draft if you're all paying attention.
Yeah, that sounds like a logical reason. In terms of preparation for this tournament, I think it was Fear who said in an interview that the major difference between this tournament and any other tournament was that you actually put in a lot of practice. Is that how you see it as well?
Yeah, old EG never practiced. I don't think we maybe scrimmed one day after TI, and so we went to like Star Ladder, we won that tournament. We went to DreamHack, we won that tournament. We went to Summit, we got fourth or third, I don't even know. We didn't win. So it was kind of there's a lot of problems because we're all US West, or not. I'm not, but we had 3 US West players, and they didn't want to practice on Luxembourg, and none of the European teams would play us on US East, which may be because we were just like a really good team, and on US East they felt like they didn't have a chance. But I don't know. We practiced. We needed to get time with the new roster, and we needed to work Sumail into like a professional scene. He's only been playing in-house leagues and matchmaking, so he needed some time against some good teams, and the practice is paying off, I think.
Is it difficult for you, like, as you are an American team and there are not a lot of other, like, 5-man American strong teams, is it difficult for you to find, like, good partners to bounce your ideas off? Or perhaps maybe you're hoping for another team to step up and get in there so that you can actually have a solid, like, scrimming partner?
Yeah, it would be awesome to have another top NA team that we could actually get really good practice off of. Right now, we played against Team Fire for a bit. They're pretty decent, so they were pretty good practice. But you don't want to play against the same people all the time because you try this one idea out and you can't really try it against the same team again. So it would be really nice to have a top team. We could actually get some good games in, but still waiting on it.
Do you feel like you're at a disadvantage because you can't scrim against the Western teams, or maybe an advantage because the Western teams can't scrim that well against you and don't know you as well?
I don't think so. I think we're at a disadvantage because we can't play against all the other teams. That's why we went, before this event, we went to Boston, which is on the East Coast, so we were able to just constantly play on Luxembourg servers against mostly Russian teams because there's no way they can play on US East.
Yeah, that makes sense. And for this tournament, wow, I lost my thing. Sorry, my bad. The tournament has a lot of teams. We're seeing 12 teams, of course, making it through. Are there any real big surprises for you?
I mean, obviously, Newbie was a big surprise for everyone. I was pretty surprised about how well the West did at this tournament, especially in AV. Hellraisers was a team that I saw a lot of potential in, and I thought they would do decent. I didn't think they'd make a top 8. I thought maybe they'd be like 9 through 12. And same with Navi. They were a big question mark as well, but they both really stepped it up this tournament, and they both beat us. So
They actually have two very different ways of preparing for this event. I talked to Dredd, and he said, we didn't prepare. We wanted to basically go into the meta as it will develop during the tournament and basically study those games and decide what they're going to do based off that, while Navi actually prepared and practiced a lot. Which way do you think is better, or do you think like both have a way that it works?
I think it's good to have an idea about how you want to play before you go into a tournament, and then you can kind of switch it up based on what other people are doing. We actually played against Navi a couple of times, and they're doing some of the same things they did here, but at the end, by the end, like the last 4 games for everyone's doing totally different things.
And for you, if you were to mention 2 other teams that share the top 3 with you?
Well, first I'll just do top 3. I don't have to. We don't have to share it. First place probably Vici Gaming. Second place Evil Geniuses. Third place Team Secret.
Solid. So confident against Team Secret even after their dominating performance?
They played really well, but every game they played got harder. So I think they have a certain way to play the game, and it's going really well for them, and maybe they'll do really well. But I like to be optimistic and think that somebody's going to beat them.
But still, you're counting Vici above yourself?
We're a brand new team. We didn't know how well we do before we came here, and we had no idea we'd be even top 4. So Vici's a great team with great players. They have some internal issues, but at the end of the day, they're still winners, and we haven't proven that yet. So.
Okay, and you're talking about top 4. Big Gods is in there, of course, as well. What do you think about that team? I mean, obviously, it was put together at a real short term. They had 10 scrims before this tournament together. What's your opinion?
I mean, they destroyed us, so I actually don't know. Maybe they'll do really well. I think Cloud9 might have a chance against them in the first round, so maybe we won't have to play them. I really don't know.
What do you feel about the format of this tournament? I mean, you just mentioned, of course, the first round, Big God versus Cloud9 is going to happen. The loser of the first round goes to the loser bracket, obviously, and the first game there is a best of 1. How do you feel about that?
Best of 1's pretty unfortunate, but at least 12 teams got to the main event. I didn't like TI4. I like TI4, but the part where only 8 teams got to the main event when there was like 18 or 19 teams there, and that was pretty lame. And like a lot of people have like their families come out to the tournament and stuff like that, and then they don't even get to play on the stage at all. So this is a little bit better, I think.
And what do you think about the group stages, the long days? We've heard some complaints about, well, wanting to be there for breakfast and then playing in the afternoon and playing almost at midnight. How do you feel about the group stages, and what could they improve on, perhaps?
My recommendations for improvements would be to have like a set of morning teams and a set of night teams, and then have them play each other. Have them, the morning and night teams play each other during the midday, and that way you'd have like some people that were used to like earlier schedules and some people that are used to later schedules. Just having to play like every game we played, we'd have like a 2-round break, which was like usually 3 hours. So that was kind of a long time to just sit there and wait for your next game. So maybe if we had 4 games within like 6 hours or something, it would be better.
Do you feel like that could have changed your performance? Obviously you did well, but could it be even better if that was different?
That's hard to say. I really don't know.
Okay, well, do you have any shout-outs and plugins for people out there? I mean, you're not wearing your jersey. Can you remember your sponsors?
I mean, I don't have to shout out my sponsors. I do that every day when I wear my jersey. So just shout out to EG, shout out to all my sponsors, shout out to my little brother and my roommates back home watching. Shout out to Sumail and Aoi for stepping up to the plate and doing really well at this tournament.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time for this interview. I'll let you get back to your pubs.
Thanks.
Thanks.